Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 VC review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Mario Tennis, but very quickly, at least hopefully quickly. Before I do, because I've already reviewed this game before, meaning that if you want information you can always just check the other review out, or you can just skip about 3 minutes into this vid, because I'm still going to mention the VC version and what they've changed, what they've took out and things like that. And hell, you might just want to see how it plays on a HD TV and stuff like that. Main reason why I keep saying I don't use the capture cards. So anyway, I'll go into it and I'll just mess around, so at least you're not watching boring screens or anything like that. But I'm basically doing this to answer a couple of questions and queries, because I've had quite a few Nintendo fans a little annoyed that there's been barely any Nintendo videos. For that I apologise, but unfortunately you're complaining to the wrong person. As you know, well, as anyone who's actually been on my channel more than a day knows, I'm not exactly a fanboy. I've got the lot. I can get any game that I want to from any system, and I don't really have any allegiances or anything. All the companies annoy me in some way or another. All the companies I love in some way or another. And it therefore basically means that I've personally classed myself as a full-on gamer. I don't care what console the game's for. I don't care what the game is, who's made it, things like that. I'll try it out, because if I don't try it, I don't know if I like it. So therefore, I kind of have a very varied and wide section of games and things like that, and titles that people have never really heard of, and then also the titles that people have heard of. So on the VC, I'll buy the unknown stuff that no one cares about because I care about it, and therefore I'll do a vid so that hopefully someone else will care about it. So when even I'm not buying games, it's a testament to how bad the VC releases have been, which is why there's been barely any videos for the Nintendo console. You all know fine well I don't like the Wii games. I never bought the Wii for the Wii games. I never liked the idea of motion controls. I won't be getting Kinect, I won't be getting Move. I just absolutely hate motion games and iToy games and crap like that. So what I like are games that are pretty much going to challenge me with a good control system, that are preferably longer than 2 hours, etc, etc. Which is why I bought the Wii for the VC. And so far, since December last year, so we're talking in 9 months, because it's very nearly September as I'm recording this, we're talking in a 9-month span, I've bought 17 games on the downloads for the Wii Shop. And I just think that that really is a bit of a joke when you used to see what I was buying, because in about 3.5 years, I've got around about 300 VC games. So you should know just by quick calculations that I've been buying a hell of a lot more than 17 games a year. So I understand you're upset and frustrated that there's been barely any Nintendo vids, but I've been trying to wean them out slowly purely because there's been nothing coming out. And if I was to just now do the 9 that I've got left, then you might go 6, 7, 8 more months without another vid, because who knows when these releases are going to start getting better. So anyway then, now that I've addressed that, onto the game. If you've never played Mario Tennis before, you really need to check it out. Personally, I think it's one of the best tennis games, if not the best tennis game ever, because it may have Bowser and Mario and look zany, but it's not. It's a proper tennis game. It's got proper controls. However, personally, you might want to use it on a GameCube pad, because the classic controller's not that great, purely because obviously, as you can see there, hopefully, a picture of the N64 pad. The D-pad used to be in an almost inaccessible place, so no one really used it. Unfortunately, when they ported it to the VC, you still can't use the D-pad, and personally, I think on the classic controller, it would make life a whole lot easier. Unfortunately though, the controls are not the only thing that have gone a bit neglected for the VC port. The transfer pack, which you may remember. Now, the transfer pack, if you don't remember, was basically something you could plug in with a Game Boy Color game and get some extras. It was mainly used on your Pokemon games to transfer your Pokemon. You could use it on Perfect Dark, and it's something that when Perfect Dark was re-released for the Xbox Live Arcade, Rare actually addressed the issue and made the unlockables unlockable in a different way, because obviously there's no transfer pack for the Xbox. There's also not one for the Wii, and because of that, you can't get any of the transfer unlockables on the VC version. Nintendo have not addressed this at all. They've not changed it. They've not bothered their asses to actually work the game to make it better or fixable or anything like that. They've just done a straight port, which means that if you're buying this game expecting to get all the stuff you used to be able to have because you had the Game Boy Color version, then you're going to be a bit disappointed. Personally, I'm not that disappointed because I absolutely hated the Game Boy Color version, so I never had that stuff anyway. But I'm just mentioning it because I know there'll be a lot of people out there who want all the characters and all the different courts and things like that. But anyway, highly unusually, I've actually went to the menu later in the game, so I've just went here to basically show off that it is still 4-player. The options are very basic, you can literally do a few things, and one of them's delete your data. But I've went here to show off the special mode. Now you can watch computer characters if you want to. I've personally never found the feature on any game to be any good, watching characters play. Even on fighting games or beat 'em ups or wrestling games, if you wanted to learn tactics, because it doesn't show you what the computers are actually doing, what their button inputs are. You can then play the tiebreaker games though, which, if you know nothing about tennis, the whole point is to win you have to win by 2 games pretty much on the final set. However, every other set, if it's a tie after a certain point, then you get a tiebreaker and you have to win by certain points. And if you do know something about tennis, then basically you'll know that this can actually be a bit like the Isna Mahout game, because I'm pretty sure there's no limit on this either. I'm pretty sure it is still a win by 2 games until, and it'll just go on forever and ever. So anyway, you've got a ton of characters to choose from that are pretty much the regular Mario cast. Some are power characters, so obviously more powerful shots. Some are speedy characters, so weaker shots but can run around quicker. Some are technical, things like that. It's just like basically a whole host of characters. You'll have to try them. You can make them left-handed. You can beat the game in tournament mode to get a star on them to make them better. And you'll just have to find out which character you want to be. Because the game modes are things like exhibitions, so just a practice game where you can just have fun and that with mates. You can play the tournament game where the object is to win a few matches in a row or win the tournament. You can play ring shot games, which is what I'm going to put on now because it's the first of the different types. And you can just basically do a Bowser table match, which I say a table because you're not really on a proper court, you more are on a table almost. So anyway, I'll show that off when I can probably explain it a bit better. And there's then also the Piranha challenge, which the Piranha plants are basically, spewing up balls and you have to hit them back. So again, I'll show them off because they're the different things. However, I'll be honest with you right now, these 3 modes here aren't where the game's strength is. The game's strength is that it is a no-nonsense pick up and play tennis game. Yeah, you have to play these modes if you want to unlock everything, but if you just want to play a tennis game, then you can just play a tennis game, and you've got more than enough options and characters to play a tennis game. So this is the Bowser one, and this is what I mean by on a table, because whereas even on the ring shot mode you've got a normal court, and obviously the whole point of that was to get your ball through the rings, this you're on a suspended platform, when I can put my teeth in, on a suspended platform, and the court actually moves when you move. So if you all go to one side, the balance is going to change, and basically, as you can see, it tilts to the left or right, which can be a bit disorientating. You can also hit the ball through the boxes to get power-ups, just like in Mario Kart or anything like that. And it's a fun little mode, but it's not exactly amazing. And again, it's the type of thing that I mainly hated Mario Power Tennis because the whole game was like this, and you had to pretty much play all of these modes, like all of the games with these zany powers and that on, which made it unfair and stupid. And yeah, I personally thought it ruined the game. Whereas this, as I've already said, you thankfully don't have to. You can just play normal tennis to get the bulk of the game unlocked. And as you might have also noticed, but I forgot to mention it, you can play the game in doubles, which obviously is where the 4 players comes in. It's not take your turns or anything, you just play doubles. And this is the Piranha Plant mode, and it's the mode I've always hated. I never play it because I just can't stand it. The whole point is to hit the balls back so that the computer can't serve them back to you, and it's a case of you've got to hit more balls over their side than land on your side. But as there's balls coming from all over the place from the three Piranha plants at the back, it's a very hard thing to do. But I just personally don't find it fun. So that's pretty much everything there is to say about the game. Other than that, graphically, I think they have kind of updated it a bit. It does look quite nice, but that might be the HD component on the HD telly. And that musically, the game still sounds fantastic. So I'll try and leave you with a little bit of music. So there we go then, that's been the review. I hope you've enjoyed it, or at least found it helpful. You might have noticed I didn't score the game. Well, that's because it's a matter of personal opinion, and yours may very well differ from my own. I'm just here to show you a bit about the game. If you like it or not, well, that's up to you. If you don't like it, or you do like it, feel free to comment. Also, if I haven't answered any of your questions that you may have had, I might have forgot something, or it might just be something obscure. Again, feel free to comment, ask, always willing to help out. Otherwise, if you don't like commenting on YouTube, head over to www.vc-forums.com, where you can chat with me and a bunch of other lads who love the VC, the WiiWare, and hell, even a lot of other systems. We cater to pretty much everything. You can just go there, have a chat about a game, ask about some games, etc. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.